ladies and gentlemen, first things is first. My stand-up special is live on Tubi right now, okay? And I need you to go check it out. Secondly, there is a pastor that did a sermon. He's going viral. It said that, don't get upset about the police shootings. What you need to do is teach your children about respecting the authority of the police. Okay, all right. Now, see, you ever had somebody say something that you agree with and disagree with at the same time? All right. Now, the issue is you can't say something like it's a blanket statement that applies to everybody all across the board. I'm not saying he's 100% wrong, but he ain't 100% right. Okay? Sometimes people can say stuff and be like it's just a blanket statement, like every situation is this. If you respected the authority, then this would have never happened. That is not always the case. Sandra Bland did not pass away. She was in police custody. So apparently she respected the authority enough to allow them to put handcuffs on her. If she didn't respect the authority, then she would have passed away on the street somewhere, because it would have been a whole confrontation and she wouldn't allow them to put the handcuffs on her. So you can't make blanket statements like that. Now, there are some circumstances where people don't respect the authority of the police or anybody else because they have not been raised to do so. That's why they get in a lot of trouble. You understand? I tell people all the time, when you get pulled over by the police, especially if it's nighttime, turn your inside lights on. If you ain't got nothing to do, if you ain't doing nothing, turn your inside lights on and let the police know, hey, I want you to see me. I'm not a threat. That is the first thing that you can do to let the police know that you are not a threat. Okay? Now, let's remember we're dealing with human beings. You are a human being, and so are the police. The police officer is a human being too. Now, 9 times out of 10, you're dealing with a scared human being. When the police pulls you over, they don't know you, you don't know them. You're dealing with 2 people who don't know each other, and they're in a situation to have to deal with one another. Okay? So they don't know what you are capable of doing. You don't know what they're capable of doing. The only thing that's understood is that you know for a fact 9 times out of 10, whatever the police do, they're going to get away with. Okay? So ain't no point you arguing with them on the street. Ain't no point you talking about your constitutional rights on the street. If the police ask to see your ID, show it to them. There's you got your car. Fine. Yes, sir, and yes, ma'am, until you blew it in the face. That's the best thing, because your job is not to win an argument. Your job is to make it back home. That's your job. If you want to argue, that's what they got the courtroom for. But don't go out there. Everybody know the police officer got a blicky. All right? And he can use it on you and get away with it. So ain't no point you arguing with somebody who you not only has that, and they got the authority to get away with whatever it is. You know what I mean? Whether you right or wrong, once you get in that box, you ain't getting out. So keep that in mind. You understand what I'm saying? All things, I'm just saying, all things are not blanket statements where, oh, this applies all the way across the board. And you got to remember, too, you got some police officers that are part of certain groups that don't like certain people. Yes, that is a thing. That is true. You got police officers that have all kind of different lifestyles. Some police officers may be in gangs. Some police officers may be selling drugs. Some police officers are part of domestic terrorist organizations. You understand what I'm saying? And people know that. They know that there's a secret society of police officers that are in certain groups. Hey, this is just the truth. And if they're looking to do harm to somebody, then whether you obey, disobey, or nothing, man, we know stories about your police officers snatching brothers up, taking them all somewhere in some dark place, beating the living crap out of them, say they was a resisting arrest, planting drugs on in the cars and all kinds of stuff. There's all kind of stuff that police officers have been doing. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm saying police officers, but the truth of the matter, these people are not police officers. What they are criminals who work for the police department. That's what they are. So if there's a police, hell, we've seen footage. There's YouTube footage of police officers going into black businesses, planting drugs in black businesses. You can Google this stuff, planting drugs in cars and stuff. Now, if you respect the authority, then what is it? A police officer pulling you over with the mindset that he's already going to put something in your car or put something on your person or say, hey, this person had drugs, and it's somebody who has a clean record, somebody who's never been arrested before. How many times have brothers been shot and they said, well, he was resisting arrest? I mean, there's plenty of cases of this. Plenty of cases. You know what I'm saying? And somebody running away from a police officer. I'm not saying that's right. You're not supposed to run away from the police officer. But if it's a person running away from a police officer is not a reason to use lethal force. I know. I've been to the police academy. I know what I'm talking about. Lethal force is used to stop the threat. If somebody's running away from you, they're not a threat. So, you know, sometimes, man, you just got to figure it out. But everybody ain't for you. You know what they say, all skin folk and you can folk. Yeah, what it is. Stand-up special out right now. Shuler Kings, anybody want to tell me on Tubi.